Family and friends, welcome back to chat. Let me make sure my volume's up and everything. Welcome back in my beloved Alley Cats. Hope everyone had a really good week. Gosh, I hope so. We're going to talk about a few things today because, like I said before, I always try to tell people study the world. I realize that since I'm in Albania, I'm in Pogodes, and that's seemingly all I talk about. But there's so many places around the world. I'm going to read you off a list. I might do a vid on this tomorrow. But I'm just going to give you the names of the countries. This is according to the annual Global Retirement Index of 2025, the top 10 nations that expats are going to retire. Okay, I'm going to read these off to you, then we'll start taking some questions. I'm going to rattle off the 10 through 6. Okay, coming in at number 10, Thailand. Okay, I looked at Thailand. You know, some of these countries that I listed off, I'm going to list off that April and I were really looking at. Number 9, Italy. Okay, Italy, I found that a little bit hard, when I started looking at stuff, but it's listed at number 9. Also, what they're going after is cost of living, healthcare, ease of visas, and so forth. Okay, number 8, if you guys want to guess, and I didn't make this list, so don't get mad at me. Greece. Number 7, Malaysia. Number 6 would be Spain. We were looking at Spain very hard. Let me go back and take a few questions from you guys, some messages. I love getting your messages. Okay, let me blow this up a little bit. And then we're going to do the 5 through number 1. Number 1 was a place I looked at real hard. And if you notice, when I say the top 10 places for expats to retire, Albania is not on the list. Okay, so just because it's great for me in April, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is please study the planet. Okay, there's so much out there. Okay. So Kelly Murray, hello cats. Hello Kelly, how you doing? I love that hello cats. That's cool. Okay, and there's Big Dan. Hi from Dan. I can never pronounce the name of that town you're in. I'm absolutely certain it's lovely. Shenzhen, if I pronounce that correctly. I'm terrible at that. But man, I hope you guys are doing well. Dan, really cool guy. Okay, I don't want to mess up the chats here. I got it. And I did already. Lisa Scrabble, buddy. Hi, everybody. How you doing, Elisa? Hopefully I pronounced that name correctly. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone for being here. Really appreciate it. Michelle saying hello to me. Thank you very much. There's my, and she's also saying hello to my beautiful wife, which I appreciate. There's my wife saying hello, howdy to everybody. Like I said, we're going to go over what is being listed by the annual Global Retirement Index of the top countries to retire to. Okay. And like I said, Albania is not on the list, guys. And the reason that's important is I'm trying to get everyone explore the world, study the world. Okay, there's so many great places to retire to. Okay, and there is James. Hello from Panama, Las Lomas. Hey, how you doing, James? I think you were in the process of coming over this side of the pond, if I remember correctly, buddy. But thank you for being there. Panama was one of the places we looked at real hard. And James, what I'm going after. Like a star time, I don't know if you were with us from the very beginning. The annual Global Retirement Index, and Panama is on the list. I'm not going to tell you which order it's in, but I went through the first 6. The first 6, number 10, I'll repeat it. Thailand, 9, Italy, 8, Greece, 7, Malaysia. Coming in number 6 is Spain. I think I'm going to do a vid on, they give a detailed description of why they chose these countries. I think I'm going to do a vid on it maybe tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. Robin Brown, hello from Arizona. Man, is it hot right now in Arizona in August? Now, are you in Phoenix by chance? Because, man, I spent one summer in Phoenix before, and holy cow, was it hot. Beautiful, beautiful state, though. Got to go back here. Oh, Arizona, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. What I'm doing is when I mess up, I try to scroll the chat a little bit, and all of a sudden it'll fly, and I'll mix it up, so I apologize. So there's Michelle saying hello, everybody, from Shagan, Albania, and hello to you. I hope you're doing really well. I know you guys are doing good. Following the Stones, howdy. How you doing, Following the Stones? I'm trying to remember your name. I think you're new. If you're new here, man, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. There's JoJo. Hello, Alley Cats. How you doing, JoJo? Hope everything's going well. And hope you had a good week. Our week is really good. We've been meeting a lot of people. I'm going to go over that too. There's Robin Brown saying hello to my wife. There's Dan. We studied the planet. You said it right. Yeah, so Dan moved here. Him and his wife, they're really enjoying it, having a good time here in Albania. So they made the move. I know they're settled in, so I'm really happy. It was really great meeting you guys too, Dan. It was really cool. Went to Irish pub, had a few drinks with Dan and his wife. Good people. There's Eugene. Hey, brother, I made it while I'm at work. Don't get in trouble, though, brother. Okay, don't get in trouble, Eugene. But I hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. Okay, but don't get in trouble. But thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate you. There's my wife saying, meet up at Hotel Poker Desk, the grass across the street of the hotel after the live stream. Yes, this weekend we're doing the Alley Cat meetup after the live show. Now, last week we did a Piku Piku, which I loved, but it's a smaller area and most of the tables were taken. So I'm afraid if there's not going to be enough tables. So we're meeting at the Poker Desk Hotel. There's two Poker Desk hotels. This one's on the beach. It's easy to find. Okay. And if you're facing the lake, okay, from the hotel, just walk straight. And you're going to see an outside portion with a lot of seating area. There's going to be a live band there, but they're not real loud. And we're going to try to sit away from the band so we can talk to each other. Remember, at the Poker Desk Hotel, right after this live stream. Okay, have an Alley Cat meetup. Yeah, so that'd be cool. Christopher Carson. Hi, everyone. Chris from Wisconsin, USA. So Wisconsin, what's the summers like there? I've never been there. Never been there. Are you talking about coming out? I hope so. At least studying. So very good. There's my wife saying hi to JoJo. There's Carl. Hello. I can't pronounce your last name, Carl. Forgive me, but hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay. There's my wife saying howdy, Proctor. James Davis saying hello to my wife. Sam's going to say, hi, Chris. Let's see. Okay, let me scroll up, please. Patrick, don't kill the chat. There we go. Lexi Scrabble, great news. I'm getting so close to being debt-free. I can't tell you, how much joy that brings, because I swear America tries to teach people to get in debt, consume, get that car, get the newer car. Cars have gotten so expensive. Like, I love pickup trucks. Oh, my God. Some of those are costing like $70,000. You're seeing people go, it used to be a long time with 3-year loans, 5-year loans, now 7-year loans on an auto loan. It's just crazy. It's becoming the norm. So I'm glad I'm out of that. I'm glad you're out of that debt. Okay. I'm making some big changes for the next couple of months so I can save as much as possible over the next 1.5 to 2 years. Good for you. That's the way to go. Like from April 9th, the last car I had was a 2016 Ford Focus. Had a big dent in the side. I didn't care. It was paid for. What was good about tires were cheap to put on. If you needed new brake pads, were cheap. My wife had a 2017 Honda Civic. We got rid of both of those in 2023, or 2024. But good for you. I'm so glad you're out of debt. You're getting there. It's perfect. It's the way to go. Christopher Carlson, I checked out Panama last year. It's a great country to see. Good for you. I wanted to go to Panama, but I never made it down there, unfortunately. Let's see. I think I just messed up the chat. Guys. Forgive me. Oh, here we go. Trying to bring it back here. Christopher, okay. Not dead yet. Jeff, how you doing, buddy? It's me messing up the chat, brother. Hey, I loved your last video. You were talking about people's cost of living indexes, and it was way off. I agree with you. So hey, live like a king, $500. And that's just really, they're not putting the last stuff in. So you're exactly right. So that was a good video, buddy. A little bit of reality check for everybody. That's why I say it too when people ask me, how much. The problem is, at least here in Albania, we knew a girl in Toronto, and she was managing. I've mentioned this before. If you knew, you haven't heard this yet. She was managing a hostel, so she was getting free room and board. On the same street, I was paying 390 euros. It's in Toronto. And I had a friend of mine who was very well off, but he was renting a condo with a family for $2,000 a month. So there's a big wide range. What I loved about being here, though, all of us were just as safe. Where in the States, you go to a more affordable neighborhood, usually the crime goes up. It's not like that here. It's one of the beauties that I love here. Okay, but great video, Jeff. Glad you're here, buddy. Silver Girl, hello, Clay and Jen. There's Jonathan. Hey, Patrick. Jonathan here from Mexico. We met last April. Yes, we did. And I very much enjoyed you. Okay, buddy. You gonna come? You gonna swing back out, or what's your plans there? Are you staying in Mexico? If I remember, I got you travel a lot. If I remember right. Glad you're here, though, buddy. Hope Mexico's all right for you. World destination. Patrick, President Woodrow Wilson. Yep. Helped Albania. Yep. To this day, there are people named Wilson in Albania. Greetings from an Albanian in the USA. You're absolutely correct about Wilson. They were carving this country up. They would most likely just be a gypsy nation without land. And Wilson put his foot down. I believe he was in France at the time. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, they have a couple statues of him and so forth. Same thing with President Bush was the first sitting president that came to Albania. Clinton's did a lot for Albania. There's a street in Toronto called George Bush Boulevard, if I remember correctly. Plus, there's a statue of him. You know, he was a rock star when he came here. So they're not Democrat, Republican. They're just appreciative of America. And that was another big draw for April and I to come to a country that's pro-America. That did make a difference. Okay. Let's see. James Campbell, checking in, cats. Hope all are well. James, you feeling all right, brother? I'm under the impression you got sick a little bit. Hope you're all right, buddy. There's my wife saying that's a true story. They even have a school named after him. Yeah, she's referring to Wilson. Absolutely. Big Dan, step one is getting debt-free. Yep, I married an accountant. That helps. That helps, Dan. Absolutely. God, you're a cool couple, man. You know, it was nice. The four of us, we were at the Irish pub. I had a few drinks there with him late at night. It was a really nice couple. And there's my wife saying, howdy, Jeff. I loved your last video. Yes, April loved it too. Not Dead Yet Adventures. Love his channel. Da, da, da. Forgive me, I messed up I could see Andrea's checking in. I haven't read hers yet, but as you can see, Andrea, I messed up the chats again. Never fails. There's Grace saying, I hope your day was good. It was really good. We met some couples over the weekend. I'm going to go over that in just a little bit too. There's Andrea, New Life Albania in the house, saying hi to the Alley Cats. You know, we saw her at Eaton Cabos, as a matter of fact, just not too long ago. There's my wife saying hi to Faith. Michelle saying hi to Andrea. Okay. Let's see. New Life and Adventures. I agree with April. Thank you, Jeff. I was just finishing watching the video. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, Jabe gave her a shout out because Andrea has really good and legitimate budget videos. And yeah, I agree. I like to get away from the ones that, hey, come here and live like $500, you know, live like a king, you know. But she gives an honest goodness, you know, breakdown of a solid budget. Okay. Was Andrea saying hi to Michelle? Kelly Murray, hi, Andrea. And Jesse with a question mark. Yes, Jesse is back. So Jesse flew in, got back Thursday. Andrea was so happy. She was crying at the airport from what I heard. But you can see Andrea's light up. Her son's back in town. So Jesse's here, so all good. All good. Families reunited. Okay. This Andrew saying, hi, Kelly. Jesse was all excited about being here for the live stream. Then his girlfriend called. Long story short, he's not here. Yeah, funny how that works out. You know, but they're a cute couple, so I'm good. I'm happy for them. I think that's wonderful. But yeah, he was going to be here, but the girlfriend called. Yeah, that's how it works. There's Robin. We recently found your channel after a bug was put in our ear, okay, by a pair of our sons that have been binge watching your channel ever since. Thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate you. We appreciate your content as it is relevant to our interests. Thank you so much, Robin. Yeah, please stay tuned, man. So we'll try to keep it real. You're an honorary Alley Cat now because we like to do Alley Cat videos. So welcome, you know, and thank you so much for the nice words. Is Andrea saying called? Yeah. It's amazing the power of a girl has over us. There's Dan saying hi to Andrea. Is Jesse here yet? Yeah, he got here Thursday. He got me hooked up on Fanta Exotic. Yeah, that's Jesse's favorite drink, Fanta Exotic over here. Swear he just has a can in his hand as much as possible. Good. It's good to have him back home. We went to the 7, me and Jess today, to have some breakfast. It's very close to our gym. You know, that's right where our church is, as a matter of fact. And now James Lightheart just happened to be there, so it was good to see him as well. Let's see. My wife's saying, Pat's live stream or girlfriend. I'm thinking easy choice. Very easy choice. Wise young man. Wise young man. All right. It's Andrea in New Life in Albania. LOL. He is here in Albania, not here. Okay, yeah. He was so happy to have his exotic Fantastics again. And yes, Kelly, LOL priorities. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's Christopher Carlson. Wisconsin summers are in the high 80s to low 90s. Okay. Usually the corn sweats a lot out here, so it adds to the weather. Okay, yeah. Yes, I'm planning on visiting Albania next year around May. Good for you. You know, good for you. Yeah, we love it here. Everyone's different though. Like everyone's been asking me, why did you choose Pokedex, versus Courtship and so forth? It's all personal preference. What I do like, my personal opinion between Courtship, which is a beautiful city, very close to us, and Pokedex, they're close enough where you just have a day trip to either one. So when they say, why didn't you pick Courtship? Really, I did, because it's only a 45-minute bus ride. So I can go to Courtship. I don't even have to spend the night, just make a day of it, come here. And if you live in Courtship, come down to the beach for the day and head on back. I think the last bus leaves out of here at 4 p.m. if I remember correctly. Okay. Let's go up. Did it again. Okay. Christopher Carlson, and I in a possible retirement destination in around 3 years on my 50th birthday. Good. You know what? I am jealous because April and I punched out at 60, and I thought we did it early. But man, if you could do it on your 50th birthday, good for you. Because like I always say, how many good years you got left? And you still got plenty of life left, so you can, you really still got your health behind you. You can travel. Next month, April 9th, are going to Budapest, Hungary. Okay, so I can't wait for that because summer's going to be over, and now April 9th, going to start traveling again. I want to take her to Corfu, Greece. We're doing Hungary. I want to go back to Poland because April was in the States when I went to Poland. Fell in love with Poland, so I want to take April back there. A lot of places we got to go to. So much to see. And from here, it's cheap because the airline flight is like 2 hours. Really anywhere, including Istanbul. We can make that an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay. Todd Daniels finally able to catch a live stream again. Usually have to watch them later. About 6 months till I retire early and start my slow travel journey. Probably Vlora for a few months to start off. Very good, Todd. Man, only 6 months to retire. That's wonderful. I remember when it was 6 months ago, and we were jettisoning stuff, selling stuff, giving stuff away. And that last month felt like we were just sprinting. I'm not trying to freak you out, but we had to get down to 4 suitcases and 2 backpacks. And that was it. That was all our worldly possessions. Came over. Best thing we ever did. Best thing we ever did. With Andrea saying, thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Okay. We went through a lot. You and I, Andrea, we were talking to each other back in the States, combining notes. Boom, hit Toronto. Now, both of our families are here in Pokedex. So wonderful. Been through a lot. There's my wife saying howdy to Todd. Todd, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you, guys. I can't do it without you. I mean that. You guys mean a lot to me. Okay, Jonathan Wheat. I'm coming back to Pokedex for a second visit October. Good time to come. U.S. political situation is having a weird effect here in Mexico. I heard that. About Mexico, especially for expats. Hope to see you soon. I did see there was a little bit of pushback against expats in Mexico. I think it was just Mexico City. I saw one video on it. Okay. But I did hear there was something going on in Mexico with expats, and there was a little pushback to that. So there's John. Good evening to you all. How you doing, John? Always welcome. You're always here, man. I appreciate you very much, John. I hope you're all doing well. There's Andrew saying hello, John. Then there's Jonathan Wheat. I really appreciate all the work you do. Wow. I appreciate you guys very much. I enjoy it. And to be honest, it gives me something to do, and I'm grateful to it because I'll be straight up honest with you. I have the commercials turned on. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers and like 40 or 50,000 watch hours, you get monetized. And I'm grateful. Last month, I made $180 just because of the commercials being played on YouTube. And people go, oh, what's $180? It pays for my utilities. So thanks to you guys, I'm getting my utilities paid for. So I just want to be as transparent as possible. So thank you guys so much. $180, man. That was cool. And YouTube gives me something to do. I really enjoy it. And I like putting the info out there for everybody. Okay. Did it again, Andrea. There's my wife saying Ellicat meetup tonight again at Hotel Pokedex, the grass area across from the motel, which she means is if you're staring at the motel. Now, I'm sorry, turn around, you're facing the lake, walk straight, don't walk in the lake. Okay. But there's a grassy area. You'll see a band playing there. We're going to be sitting in there. We were at, I mentioned this before, we were at Piku Piku, which I love. It's a coffee shop that we all love to go to. But there wasn't a lot of chairs there, so I don't know who all is going to show up. But we want to make sure everyone can sit down and we can have a nice talk right after this live stream. Robin Brown, we're planning to visit Albania soon. What would be the top 5 places to visit in your opinion? Start in Toronto. Everyone says Saranda Vlore. And because of that, I've never gone to Saranda Vlore because everyone said you got to. From what I understand, the only problem with that is it's an expat trap. They jack the prices up in the summer, but that's just what I hear. For me personally, top spots, Toronto, Pokerdes, Skodra. I like Fear a lot. Believe it or not, I very much like Durrës. A lot of people didn't. I think the reason people don't like Durrës is they just stayed near the port. It's a major port where they're shipping goods and services and stuff. Get away from that port and head south. And we really enjoyed Durrës. But the 2 places for us, Skodra and Pokerdes, I like Korcha a great deal too. So if you'd head this way, history-wise, Barat we really enjoyed. Great deal. There's so many places. What's really interesting is that each city has its own vibe. Okay. But for me personally, the top 3, I'll give it top 3. Here, Korcha, and Skodra are my favorites. But everybody's different. You might like it. A totally different city. That's what's cool. And there's Andrea saying she's going to be at the Alley Cat meetup tonight. My wife's saying it's awesome, Jonathan. Robin Brown, we are planning to visit Albania. Okay, top 5 places. Uncle Bull Cow. Hello, Patrick, April, and Andrea. Hello, how you doing, Uncle Bull Cow? Appreciate you being here, buddy. Wait. You just touch these chats and just fly, so please forgive me. There we go. Okay, Grace Faith. Being an American, when you have your residency, are you restricted to how many days you can leave the country? No. I checked that. There was rumors of that, like you can't leave for the first 6 months after you get residency. You have to be here a certain amount of days of the year. I've seen 3 lawyers. All of them told me, no, you're good to go. Don't worry about that. But that's another rumor online. So that's why I always tell people go to a lawyer. Okay. There's my wife saying hello to Bull Cow. In 1 year, that is. Okay. Alexi Scrabble question. Will I be bringing my cousin with Down syndrome? I'm regarding, are people with disabilities treated well in your experience? Yes, I see many people with disabilities here. Many, unfortunately, many people. A lot of people in wheelchairs and so forth. If I was a disabled person, I would pick here. I wouldn't pick Toronto. The only reason I wouldn't pick Toronto, I'm not putting Toronto down, but the roads are much more beaten up. The sidewalks are a lot more beaten up. It's really crowded, a lot of traffic. Go for a slower city if you're having bringing anyone with a disability. I do see a lot of people that are disabled here, including Down syndrome. As far as hospitalization or doctors for Down syndrome, I don't know. I don't want to lie and just make something up, okay? There's Dan. Robin, it has everything. What are your priorities? Coast, mountains, city, country. Dan, excellent. When she was asking what are the top 5 places, we're all different, but Dan brought up an excellent point. What are your priorities? Do you want the coast? Do you want the mountains? Do you want the city? Do you want the country? What's beautiful here is they got it all. They got it all. Kitty, say hello. Kiette. Let me pronounce that correctly. I hope. Kitty. But hello and welcome. There's Webster. Yeah. Lexi Scrabble Bunny. I am disabled. Yep. And have been paying attention to this. From what I can tell, there's not a lot of accessibility, but disabled people don't seem maltreated or otherwise. Yeah, a lot of times, like even people with wheelchairs, because the aisles are so thin, they don't have that law to have the aisles widen so a wheelchair can fit. But a lot of times they'll have other people shop for them. And even if you could give them a couple bucks on a shopping list, they'll do it for you. A lot of people do for you for free once they get to know you. So I do notice that they help each other here a great deal. And there's Andrew saying hi to Kate. Craig Zivas saying hello, how? Good to see you, Craig. Saw you earlier today. As a matter of fact, at Cabo. There's John, 180. To heck with utilities, I see a Rocky budget. Do you want me to take that 180 throw it towards Rocky? Okay. I can always count on John to put a smile on my face. There's Andrew saying hello to Craig. Long time no see. With a little grin on her face there. There's John. Craig Zivas. Hi, Craig. Craig saying hello, John. Wife saying hello, John. Robin, hi, Dan. They take a few visits, so probably start the coast and the city. There you go. Webster, Dr. Scramble Buddy. I do see a fair amount of folks with physical disabilities with their families. I've seen at least one person with Down syndrome out with their family. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. All right. we're going to go back to the list. Now, I didn't make this list. If you're just coming on, this is the annual Global Retirement Index for 2025. I've already gone through 10 through 6. Let's see the top 5. Top 5 according to this. I didn't make this list. Do not blame me. Okay. Like I said, it's the annual Global Retirement Index for expats, the countries to go to. I might do a video on this. I think I will. They're looking at cost of living, healthcare, expat friendly. There's a number of steps they go through how they come up with this. But number 5, believe it or not, and I've been hearing a lot of expats going there, France. Now, before someone goes, wait, that's the Schengen zone, 90 in, 90 out. Yes, but there are still ways for you to get your residency in those nations. So number 5 is France. Number 4 is Mexico. Mexico's come up tonight where I have seen a video that there were trouble there for expats. Was it a one-time thing? I'm not sure. Number 3, Costa Rica. Costa Rica being expat friendly. Number 2, and this has been a top country for years. Everyone was saying study this. The only thing I heard about it, the list is so long for expats trying to get in that the paperwork is backed up. And that is Portugal. Portugal coming in at number 2. The number 1 nation, listen, for expats, go to this. This is number 1 country to go to. Okay. Like I said, I didn't make the list. Please forgive me. Is Panama. And I looked hard at Panama. I think that has a lot to do with the retirement visa that they have there. And you actually get discounts going to stores by being an expat there. So, like I said, I didn't make this list. This once again, this is the annual global retirement index for expats in 2025. I think I'm going to do a video on it where it does give a breakdown of why they pick these countries and so forth. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's get back to the messages here. Daggone it, I did it again. We got to get Andrea over here. She can work my computer. That's what I say. I never seen cruelty towards people or animals in Albania. That's very true. They're very kind and caring people. I have tripped a couple of times, and they run to help me. That is true. Abel's fallen down a couple of times because the roots going underneath the sidewalk, and you'll see the sidewalk pop up a little bit. Last time she fell, guy came over with water, or lady came over to eat anything, and she just needed to sit for a second. But it was very sweet of them. So if they see something, they're going to run and help you. One of the things I love about these people. Grace Faith, that is sweet of them to do that for April. Yeah, and really good. Because all of a sudden I helped her up, and she needed to sit down for a second because it hurt her knee because she fell right on her knees. And, one of the waiters just, comes over with water, and he's asked, are you okay? Are you okay? A lady came over as I was picking her up to help her up. So they're great people, man. It's one of the things I really love about these people. There's a wife saying, and I have a friend here who has a son who is autistic. Yes, he walks around alone and never a problem. Albanian people are great people. That is true. I forgot about that. You're absolutely right. One of your best friends, she owns a shop down the street. Her son is autistic and walks by himself. Nobody messes with him. Everyone would help him if there's a problem. Like my wife is saying, there's really good people. They pull together, and I think it's because of their history. They've had to learn how to pull together and help each other. They're very good at that. Craig saying hi, Dan. Deborah saying, Dan, thank you. I need some hope. You got it, girl. Hang in there, Deborah. You got this. There's Dan saying, April, I have not seen cruelty of any kind. The people are amazing. Absolutely. And like I said in my videos, why do I go down these alleys? I've said this a million times. If you're brand new to the channel, this is why. I'm only 5'6" in height. My 62nd birthday is coming up in just a few days. And I go down, I look for the darkest, oldest alleys I can find, walking alone to show you that it's safe here. My wife can walk, down by the beach 10 o'clock at night. Not a problem, alone. And we just simply can't do that in the States anymore. And that's a shame. I was talking to a few expats, and we all agree when we were here, this is like America in the 60s and 70s. I don't know how else to describe it. When you could turn your children loose and just tell them, come home when the street lights come up. They're there. God, I hope they stay there. Okay. Let me see. Craig saying, special hi to Andrea. My wife saying, yes, Dan, I very much agree. Andrea. Smiley love face, Craig. Lexi Scrabble, buddy. Zamzam, which is my wife. That's great. My cousin is very social, so I'm sure she will welcome friends with the whole town once we get there. I'm sure she will. And like I said, the people are very nice. Wonderful. This Andrea, New Life in Albania. I agree. Albanians are such warm and lovely people, so hospitable. Absolutely. I love the name of this person. Okay, Pooping While Standing. That's a great name. That's a great name. Pooping While Standing. Patrick, when did you realize you met your fire? I don't know what that is. I've heard someone use that phrase before, but I can't remember where I've seen it. Oh, okay. My wife just yelled out financial independence, retire early. When? Okay. When did you realize you met your? We started studying traveling. We're leaving the U.S. to retire 2019, and even before that, we started paying off everything. Weren't going to buy no new car, nothing like that, no credit card debt, and we pretty much had everything paid off. We still had a slight mortgage on our house, but and also we were able to pull a ripcord and jump. So I'd say when did we meet our fire? 2019. And we ended up coming here in 2024. This is my wife. Yes, buddy. If you want their friendship, they are open. Yes, they are. The only thing I had one lady respond to me when I was telling her how great the people are, and she just landed. She said, "Oh, no one's look. People aren't just going to run up to a stranger and hug you. You know, they got to get to know you. Once they get to know you, they're very kind and lovely people." I love that name, Pooping While Standing. That's such a cool name. There's John, brother. I missed spots 10 through 6 on your best retirement countries. Would you recap real quick? Absolutely. Coming in at number 10, Thailand. Number 9, Italy. Number 8, Greece. Number 7, Malaysia. And number 6 they got listed was Spain. Now they tell me, you notice Albania's not on the list. Okay, I still picked Albania. We love it. What I'm trying to get most people to do is there's so many good places out there. Please study the planet. Okay, there's a lot of options out there. Then pick which place is great for you. Okay. Jack, how you doing? Jack Zivas. Have you been at the hospital? Have you been at the hospital video? I've been to the hospital. I've been to the hospital here in Poconos and American Hospital Number 1 in Toronto. Have I been at the hospital video? I didn't take any videos there, though, Jack. But, Jack, good to see you. I told us before many times I had skin cancer. I had to get it checked in Toronto. I think it was $13 to see a dermatologist. It was something incredibly cheap. I had my physical here. It was $35 for my blood work and everything in Poconos. Okay. Let me see. New Life in Albania. I had to look up the acronym of FIRE, Financial Independence Early Retirement. Yeah, April had that too. I heard the word before, but I forgot what it meant. But for us, it was 2019. This is Webster talking to Jack. See this? They don't allow photo or video at the Poconos Hospital. I've been. Okay. No, it's a good thing I didn't try to film there. It would be kind of messed up if you think about it. Someone's there with a broken leg, got my camera zoom in. Hey, how's it going with the leg? You look terrible. That's Jack saying, thanks. Good to see you, Jack, by the way. And that's my wife saying, I like that Andrea Fire. There's Andrea saying, hi, Jack. I have an old video, maybe a year old, of the cost breakdown of the hospital expenses. Yep. This was a private hospital, American Hospital Number 2. I'll make sure Craig sends it to you. Yes. Andrew's breakdowns are really good. She's really good at that. KT, I need a better screen name. I don't mind all the ways this one gets pronounced. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm guessing that you're saying because I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Kaiti? I could be wrong in that, so please forgive me. I'm still learning English. There's Webster. Also like the 70s for cigarette smoking. Yes. Yeah. This is like America in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. But what I like is walking around at nighttime and the kids can just take off and the parents aren't concerned that someone's going to snatch up their children. And we can't do that in America anymore. When do you see a 3-4-year-old run down the street? You're just not going to see it. There's Jeff saying, I heard April on camera. That's as close as you get. But yes, you heard her on camera, buddy. There's Andrea laughing. There's my wife saying, hello, Jess. Yes, I am home. She's saying to Jeff. Okay. Webster, Jack Z, sorry if I misunderstood your question and answered out of turn. I thought you meant taking a video in the hospital. I think that's what he meant. Okay, there's Dan. It's not Hawaii where you get laid when you land. Yeah, that's true. You're not going to get laid when you land. That's about as rated R as I'm going to get her. That's my wife saying to Jeff, I'm hiding in the bedroom. She hates cameras. Yeah. Because I've had a lot of people ask, why is your wife on the film? She hates cameras, want nothing to do with it. Happy wife, happy life. I'm not going to force her to do something that she doesn't want to do. Every once in a while, you hear her voice. Okay. Oh, over the weekend, let me touch on it real quick. We met expats Greg and Shannon. Beautiful couple. We spent a lot of time with him. He's a veteran. Great couple that we met yesterday. Today, we met Clay and Jennifer. We just got done having lunch with them at Cabo's. And they got to meet Craig and Andrea and Jesse were there as well. So really nice. So we're meeting far more people than I thought I would. The reason I say it, as of now, one airport, and that's in Toronto, and I'm 2.5 hours southeast of there. And so I didn't expect to be meeting this many expats, but I love it. Man, we've been meeting some beautiful couples. So I really enjoy it. And God, I did it again. Yeah, John saying thank you for the recap, Patrick. No problem. I got to do a video on why they picked those countries because they do give an explanation. I'm going to see if I can do a video on that. See if I can get it up tomorrow. Okay. Webster, yeah, they can gruff on the outside, but after you get to know them, they really open up. Yep, some are open from the beginning as a bonus. Absolutely. Grace Faith, Patrick. Was that $35 after you got your residency or before? Was that $35? Oh, you're talking about for the hospital? That was no, that was after. But really, the residency card really had nothing to do with it. I do carry insurance through Cigna, so if I've never used it, as a $750 deductible for the year. And I just haven't. It's really in case I get hit by a bus or something. I need some serious coverage. There are a lot of expats here that do not carry insurance. I've mentioned this several times in these videos, so if you heard this before, please forgive me, guys. But if you're new, let me explain. Good friend of mine, I'll say his first name. His first name is Arnold. Does not have insurance. Blew his back out. Had to have neurosurgery done. This is here in Albania. Okay. Besides the neurosurgeon, then he had to spend 3 nights in a hospital. You know what 1 night stay in hospitals in America will kill you. So 3 days in the hospital, neurosurgery, all his post care, out of pocket, $3,600. That's it. They had no medical insurance. And he was telling me, he goes, Pat, if you're paying $300 a month, you're paying as much for that. And you're not even using the insurance. But I've always carried good insurance, and it's hard for me to let go. I'm thinking, knowing me, as soon as I let go of insurance, I'm going to have a heart attack or something, which is silly. But I've always had good insurance, so I'm carrying it. Together for April and I, it's $300 a month. It's automatically deducted out, and that's through Cigna. Let me see. There's Todd. Have you ever considered interviewing any local officials for the channel on an increasing popularity of Albania for expats and how do locals feel about it and how it affects them? Local officials, no. Have I asked Albanians to be interviewed? Yes, and I've gotten some no's. And the reason being, in communist times, the government would take your cameras and stick it in their face, let them know they're being watched. And that's why I'm a little apprehensive shoving a camera in front of Albanians' faces. I'm trying not to do that. But I know one Albanian I think I'm going to interview, a guy. He might be watching now, so I don't want to say his name. I haven't asked him yet. But yeah, I think I know one that'll do it, Todd. It's a great idea, Todd. Don't get me wrong. But I've tried a couple of times again in Albania. There's Jeff. Too funny, April. Jeff not dead yet? One day. There's my wife saying, nope, never. Talking about her getting on film. Never going to happen. Okay. Kieti? Did I pronounce that correctly? She's trying to give me how I pronounce it. Kieti? Or Kieti? I wanted Mir French name, but it was taken, so I had to come up with this one. Okay, I apologize if I can't pronounce it. Like I said, still learning English over here, let alone anything else. There's Ms. Webster. You definitely want your privacy in the hospital. Yeah, They were giving me injections in the rear, and the door to the room wasn't even closed. I think that's funny. Andrea, for New Life in Albania. I have some similar experience where I felt that the door cracked a little bit too much in the hospital. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, this Webster. I love the lack of big box stores. Absolutely, which means there's more greengrocers, butchers, bakeries, hardware stores. All. Yep. One of the classic things I love about being here. One of the things I want to touch on, because a lot of times in the States, you cruise around, there's your Olive Garden, there's your Starbucks. You go to a different city or state, it's the exact same restaurants. So one of the things we do love over here, independent restaurants. So you go to a different town, you get different restaurants. And I think that's wonderful. I really do. Does Jack Zivas, at my age, the condition of the local hospital is important? Yes, which is one of the reasons that April I picked where we are in Pogredes. Okay, because as I age, I'm going to need that hospital. So the hospital is close by to us. That was another major reason for purchasing where we did. It's something that you got to think about if you're buying, long term, where you're going to be. We're close to everything. We're close to stores. We're close to restaurants, close to the grocery stores, food vendors, and so forth. So, yeah, that's a very important point. You're absolutely right, Jack. And I did it again. Okay, from Mary. Patrick, did your immigration attorney also help with your real estate transaction? No, but he did look over the paperwork, though. I went through just my realtors did that for me, and they made sure to do the paperwork correctly for the title is very important. But not my attorney was really the attorney that I was going to was my visa immigration lawyer. So he's really for something different other than real estate. But I went through my realtors, and one of my realtors is a attorney. Okay, so that was a big help for me. I love our real estate guys. They really help me out. What's funny about them, though? Because so you're in America, you hire a real estate guy, right? So I look at it and I go, see this property? I want to see it. And they look at me and go, no, not for you. And I got to crack up because I'm thinking, this is how it works. I hire you. I want to see this property. You take me to this property. No, it's not for you. It's not for you. And I just think that's funny. But they have my best interest in mind. But they know the country obviously better than I do. But I love that with those guys. And finally, they picked this place out for me. It got down to 2 cities here in Scotia. And I said, guys, wherever you can get me the best deal, and I'll be happy. I prayed on it. God, take over, let this go right. And all of a sudden, this place popped up in Pogredes, close enough to the hospital. I'm right, center of town, pretty much. You know what I mean? Where I'm on top of everything. I don't have to walk 45 minutes to get somewhere. And the good news with that is, I can do that now in my 60s, early 60s. Can I do that in my 70s? So you got to look at things like that. There's my wife saying, yes, Web, so there's definitely a privacy issue here. Yes. We just go with the flow. Yeah, April was very good at that, and I really appreciated that. We knew this wasn't going to be like America. It's not. You're in a different country. Yes, just roll with it, man. And John, before you say it, it's the water, not Rocky. Sorry to disappoint you, buddy. I have a feeling John would have to say something. CZs. Hey, buddy, next month we are planning to visit. How can I contact you there if you can guide us? Contact me by my email. I have an email made just for this channel. It is roadway12345@yahoo.com. Okay, I believe it's listed in my information too on my channel. Let me give it to you again. Roadway, ROADWAY, one word, 12345@yahoo.com. Okay, you can reach me through that email. Okay, there's Webster. I was just thinking that's the reason not to have photos or video taken. It's all on display. Absolutely. Other thing they don't like here and they won't tolerate, you cannot film a government building. And I'm not going to argue. It's not my country. That's the rules. Also, you cannot video police officers. You cannot. You will get in trouble. Again, not my country. Follow their rules. If you don't like their rules, get out of the country. But those are some of the things that you cannot take video of. Andrea was saying something, and I just blew right through it. There we go. Andrea, okay. I've been to the hospital in Pogredes, for a quick visit once. Honestly, it was a little uncomfortable, no AC. But they were carrying it fast. Okay. Yeah, there are multiple buildings here, so I don't know if it was one building that had no AC or all the buildings, because the way it's set up is kind of odd. It's not all one building. It's kind of weird. But yeah, they were carrying it fast. Absolutely. There's my wife, Zamzam, and also no personal space or boundaries. It is their country, so we just have to embrace it. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. If I can say, 9 times out of 10, everyone's great. The only problem that some people have, okay, they want a lower cost of living, so I want to pay 50% less than I did in America, but I wanted to have all the amenities of America. You're not going to get that. Be realistic. You're not going to get that. Okay, there isn't Amazon. When you order something online, you can get it. It's not going to be there the next day. There's different things. You gotta roll with it. Today, the expats we were with, Clay and Jennifer. All of a sudden, Jennifer got her plate first. In America, you go to a restaurant, everyone gets their plates at the same time. Not here. Just roll with it. All of a sudden, she had her plate like 15 minutes before any of us, and she wasn't eating. I had to tell her, don't wait for our plate, unless your food's going to be cold. Little things like that. You just got to roll with it. The person, okay. My wife's saying very true. The Warriors, Shiptar. How you doing, Warriors? Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeff from Not Dead Yet Adventures. In my opinion, medical insurance is a personal assessment. And I think everyone should look in the mirror and make your choices. Very true, Jeff. Absolutely. Very true. Like I said, April and I haven't. There are some expats that say that's a waste of money. And they might be right, as it stands. The only thing is, so you might not have it here and it's cheap, but what if you're traveling? And it might be more. You can get travel insurance, but that's just another thing you got to worry about, because what if I get hurt in Germany? Where the medical is going to be more expensive, or something like that. So it's something you got to think about, because April and I are traveling again once summer is over. So it's just something else to think about. Dave away. What is the internet up and down speed? I got it. Next week I'm going to have the speed. I'll write the numbers down. But it's quick. We got 5G. It's quick. I'll get the numbers for you next week. Okay. I always forget to do that. Whereas do Albanians look more European or more Middle Eastern in your opinion? Great question. Because it's definitely mixed. There's a very unique look to it. I've seen, a lot of them. There's a lot of Middle Eastern you can see, but also a lot of European. Hard to describe. A lot of black hair. Okay, very dark hair. The women are strikingly beautiful. Guys have a very rugged look to them. Okay, my wife always says that. These guys got a very rugged look. But gosh, if I had to put my finger, if I had to say one more than the other, I would say more European. But you can see differences. Okay. Okay. There's Dan. Dave, we are on the coast. It's slow compared to North Carolina. Fiber optic dial-up. Okay. That's in compared to North Carolina. Ours is quick. We're at 5G here. There's my wife's talking to the Warriors. Yes, I think they look more Albanian. They're physically beautiful people. They are. My wife's saying the women here are beautiful and the men are very masculine. Yeah, the men have a very rugged look to them. There's Deborah. Are the opportunities to teach English? Yeah, I'd say so. In the art scene, how is it in Pocahontas? Not as big as Toronto, but yeah, there's art scene here. To teach English, I would suggest you do it online. They don't make a lot of money here. So if you're looking to get extra money to live here, I would find something to do online. And I beg people, if you're going to do that, do it before you come here. So you're pretty much already got your business hooked up. You know how much you're getting, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you can teach people English here, but they don't make a lot of money. That's the only thing. Dan, April, the men are handsome and the women are beautiful. Absolutely. I've got it. I'll do it again. There we go. Dave away. I just did a speed test, down 100, up 2.8. There you go. Appreciate you, Andrea. Thank you. Andrea from New Life in Albania. Again, I'm usually able to conference calls without any problems. Yeah, because she works online. So she can have conference calls, no problem. There's a wife saying hi. Dan, yes, Dan. They are beautiful people inside and outside. There's Webster. Talk to Andrea. That's better than I was getting in Davis, California, which has surprisingly bad internet. Yep. Andrea, it's been surprisingly good. I will have issues occasionally, but over the last year, I've been able to work remotely without a lot of hassle. Yeah, the internet, yeah, internet's been fine for us. The only thing is if you have a power outage, and they're not that common, but we lost power today for a little bit. So all of a sudden, if I lose a live stream, guys, yeah, oh, Pat lost power. Yeah, and it's not. We were losing power in Texas, to be totally honest with you. So things happen. Like I said, roll with it. Webster, Deborah G. Gerard, forgive me. I don't know about the scene. There's an art studio right by the lake, and a woodworker studio not far from that one. There's someone selling paintings at the lake. Absolutely, yeah. That painter's pretty cool. There's an artist down here. I've seen him on the beach doing artwork from the beach on boats, different things. Real pretty stuff. There's Andrea. I only went to one building, so okay. So they're right. I don't know if they were all without AC. Okay, she's talking about the hospital. Webster, there's musical performances and dance at the lake, and I think there's a theater somewhere as well. Don't know where to buy art supplies. I would say Industrial Street. The reason I call it Industrial Street, literally my business building manager has lived in Pocodex his whole life. It's the street. I've taken you guys there a lot, and I've had one person go, "Hey, you do a lot of videos from there." I go, "Yeah, because you're going to need that street. It's a street where if you're looking for something, if it's in Pocodex, it's going to be on that street." Okay, you can see a lot of people selling their goods on that street. So I've done a couple of videos from there. So I bet you can find your art supplies there, or you're not going to find them in Pocodex. That one street can pretty much have everything that you need. If you can't find it, you could order from Megatech, okay, and have it delivered. Ed Brown, can you still get stuff from Amazon? If so, how much longer does it take to get the delivery? Yes, you can, but the problem is all of a sudden the Amazon stuff, let's say, comes to Italy, and once they bring it into Albania, there's a big importation tax, okay, coming in here. So that's why we use Megatech to get away with that. That's the only problem. Can you get Amazon here? Will it take longer? Yes, I don't know the exact thing. The reason I haven't ordered anything from Amazon was that tax, that importation tax coming.
I won't pay it.
Yeah, April just said she refuses to pay it. She said that with authority too, if you didn't hear me. Ina, Ed Brown, Amazon ship takes like 1 week to 10 days, and you will pay over $70 just for shipping. Yeah, there's that tax. That's my wife saying delivery prices from Amazon are crazy stupid. I would never do it. Would rather go visit a country and bring it back. Would probably be cheaper. Yeah, when you do that. To take everything out of the boxes because they want to make sure you're not just trying to resell stuff. Okay, that's what you got to be careful of. Okay. Where are we here? Forgive me, guys. Like the Deborah, I finished TEIFL certification. Teaching online ranges $6 to $20 an hour, depending on the company. Great, but again, you're talking about teaching online versus teaching in person here. So yes, excuse me. The way to go if you want to teach English is online. Get a little frog in my throat, forgive me. Not dead yet, Adventures Jeff. Amazon, it might be cheaper to fly to Poland and get it there. Yeah. You know what's sad, Jeff? That's actually true. Ed Brown, ouch, I need to stay off Amazon. Yes, you got to stay off Amazon. There's Phil saying hi, Patrick. Hello, Phil. Thank you for being here. Very much appreciate you. Good to see you, Phil Henry. James Campbell, Webster. Office supply stores are limited. Art supplies. I was able to buy small acrylic set, cheap quality brushes, or Walmart type price. Okay. As Jim saying, hope you are feeling better. That's my wife talking to James. Yeah, James is going to join us tonight after the Alley Cat meetup, but he's sick. He's got a little bit of a head cold, so he won't be showing up tonight. I'm thinking some new people. I think Greg and Shannon are going to be there tonight. April, we're going to be leaving pretty soon, honey, if you want to start getting ready. Oh, she said she is. All right. Where are we at here? All right. There's a wife saying, I hope you are feeling better. We miss you tonight. Yep. Webster saying, James Campbell, thanks. I was thinking that might be the case. I think for oil painting and other stuff, it might require a trip to Toronto. Probably. The Warriors, are there still ancient Greek or ancient ruins still in Albania? Yes, especially in Apollonia, which is near the city of Fear. I did a video of that last year. Beautiful Roman stuff right there, man. Apollonia, and it is near the city of Fear. So we stayed in Fear for a couple of days and took a cab there, and beautiful, beautiful stuff, shockingly beautiful stuff. And we saw some tombs, and there's a lot of history here. Excuse me. Jeff's not dead yet. Jeff, I found the fastest coffee shop. I uploaded 20 gig video in under 20 minutes. Excellent. Follow the Stones, at least 2 small art galleries on the east end of the promenade. Okay, very good. Thank you for telling us that. Like I said, we all learn from each other. Now, my wife's saying that's impressive, Jess. Or excuse me, Albania, or Andrew's saying that. Not dead yet, Jeff. Yes, to the Warriors. Dan saying, I've tried some online purchases. Shipping is expensive, yes. Slow, and due to the nature of our town, they deliver about 5 miles away. Wow. Okay, so you got to travel 5 miles to get it. Okay, happens. Okay. Deborah, let's see, Scrabble buddy. Thank you for the info. I don't need to make an American wage. No, you do not. I just need a backup plan. Very good. But Deborah, I'd start it before you come here. You know what I mean? Get it rolling. I've talked to some people who go, oh, eventually I'll have to do something online. And I'm like, no, please do so now. Okay. There's James Campbell. Thanks, April. I'm stuffy, but not too sick. Good. I'm glad. Took it easy today. No swimming. Well, I know Trudy was pushing you in that water. Man, it is why Judy loves swimming. She's in this lake every day. All right. So, we're going to sign off in just a little bit, guys. April, take an empty suitcase to boot. You know, it's funny. When she went back to the States, she bought an extra suitcase to bring back a lot more stuff. Craig Zeeps, the Warriors, there are many ancient ruins in Albania. Yes, there are. Beautiful ones. Hi, Patrick. Thank you for your channel. I just subbed. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate you. Been looking at Albania to move to. The U.S. is getting crazy now. Yes, it is. But first, let me say thank you so much. I very much appreciate you. Be a part of the channel. What I like about our lives, other people kick in information. You know, it doesn't have to be directed to me, which I love. We can all learn something together and chat together and get to know each other. Okay. Tony Z. Yeah. Good evening, buddy. Good evening, Tony. How you doing, man? Tony's down in Houston. He was one of my first subscribers. And when I was still in Texas, he was in Houston. I was just outside of Fort Worth. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And there's my wife saying, look, Jeff, I no longer want a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I only buy what I'll use or need. I like my clutter-free life now. There's Andrew saying hello to Tony Z. Good to see you. Following the Stones, yes, we will be there. And Jeff saying, yes, it makes life easier, April. Yeah, being a minimalist, cutting it way down. We're not minimalists anymore because we bought this place, so we had to replace some stuff. But it's life-changing in a good way. You don't have to worry about your car. I'm not fixing anything anymore. You're not accumulating stuff, and you got to insure stuff. I got to fix stuff. I don't have that no more. So it's wonderful. We're really looking forward to our trip to Budapest, too, as a matter of fact. We're going to start traveling again. Like I said earlier, I'm going to take April back to Poland. I want to take her to Bulgaria. I don't know why. I just always wanted to. April's always had this thing for Romania. We might hit Transylvania. And that's April's idea. I think it's a cool idea. See Dracula's castle. I know it's a tourist trap now. But still, let's go to Transylvania. How cool is that, man? I'd like to see that. Andrea. Hi, Andrea. I hope. Okay, Tony's saying hi to Andrea. I hope you're doing well. Andrea Anselin back. Doing very well, Tony. Hope you and your family are well. If you have gotten TEFL yet, keep an eye on the sales for the certification. You can save some money on that. Well, thank you so much. Tony Z saying we're good, thank Lord. And Webster, y'all have fun at the meetup today. Okay, we're signing off. It's been about an hour. In about 15 minutes, we're going to be outside at Poker Dad Hotel. If you're facing the lake, you're going to see a bunch of tables out there. There'll be a band that's not too loud. We'll be a little bit away from the band. Hoping to get a couple tables we can put together. Hope to see you guys. Tony Z, James Campbell, night all. His wife saying good night. Chastity Shelley, how you doing? Grace Face, all the traveling. Well, you need more papers. Sold a few times. Okay, love you guys. Got to go. I'll see you next week. I'm hoping to put up a video tomorrow about the top 10 places, supposedly, where expats are going in 2025. Remember, I love you guys, and I will see you later. See you next week. Okay, bye.